them tanning, them loving the rastas. So many things to decide. As residing Quayside, or good like the freestyle for the mic, and be feeling the vibe and the feeling is high.
From Barbados, lift out to mountain. We from Barbados.
So, we should not be ashamed.
So anyway, we're talking about what?
Right. I was going to class UAE. While you were doing your research, I should have phoned up the classes again to talk about it. But we're dealing with aesthetics and talking about gender forms and stuff like that. And we were talking about the porn industry and female porn stars are seen now to have more power in the industry. They're gaining power in the industry because female porn stars are a brand, like 10K. They make more money, 3 times more money than their male counterparts, right? But it almost seems as if you have 2 types of feminists. One set of feminists that are going to say porn degrades women, and then you have another side that says that women are now taking sex as power in their own hands through the porn industry.
Well, I mean, 2 things. Number one, I'm not convinced by the statement that all women in the porn industry, or rather you might have a pretty...
Is that all women? Correct me, is that all women?
In the porn industry, well, you're saying that women make more money than men, no?
Women that have a brand.
Oh, women that have a brand. Okay,
Right.
all right. I mean, I guess I could give you that. I don't do research very often in terms of porn industry.
Right.
But I do know that there is like a feminist porn movement, which is really exciting, that seeks to correct those kind of inequalities. So if you're correct that branded women that really have established themselves like are paid more, then my understanding is that these are the kinds of things that women are doing. But anyway, going on to this whole kind of feminism and porn and what's correct and stuff, like I was watching a documentary called King just the other day. And one of the directors of this particular set was a queer woman. And she told the interviewer, she's like, look, they're sex positive feminists and they're sex negative feminists. And that's just how it is. That's like, because, feminists aren't by any means homogeneous. And this is the reality. So, I mean, do you know what sex positivity is about?
I'm going to sue you off time.
Alright,
I'm learning as we go along. For our viewers that don't know.
I mean, like now that I've started this journey of learning and understanding more about sex and sexuality, I realize that I know nothing. I know a little bit more than nothing now, but I still know nothing. And it's always changing and evolving. But the sex positive movement really kind of calls to me because it really advocates for not placing judgment on actions, decisions made between consenting adults.
No slut shaming.
No slut. I have a friend that always says Juliette has a no slut shaming policy in her household, and it's really about that. So from that perspective, when you think about sex positivity, porn is fine. It's just about, are you forced to do porn? Are you doing porn against your will? Then obviously that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about women that feel empowered, that they genuinely want to provide that service. And do I see that as a problem? No, I don't see that as a problem. Personally.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't.
But I don't know, because I mean, I think that women have a shorter, what I do know, or what I have heard, is that women have a shorter, like, shelf life, if you will, when it comes to the porn industry. When you think about, what's his name?
Ron Jeremy.
He was in porn like how long?
Since the 70s?
He's still not normal though. He's still
a number, yeah, he is.
But then you would have the female, I guess, equivalent, who's kind of gone away. One of them is like Nina Hartley. I don't know if you know who she is, but like, generally women can get away with porn only in like their younger years, and then they're not considered to be attractive anymore.
I don't know, because like I have no shame in saying I watch porn. But I find that you have there's a section of MILFs. There are women that are in the 30s and the 40s that are still sought after, Samantha 38G. What else did I know? A whole bunch of
How old
them.
is Pink? Pink has been around for a while.
Pinky's what? She's probably in her 30s, but
And that's quite old for the porn.
it's quite old. But she's still, I think, she's still sought after. Of course, there's going to be the next Pinky, obviously, right? But there's still women that are still, like, it's a huge thing when female porn stars retire, right? But when you see, like,
Or escorted off the set. I'm just saying.
I don't know, I've never seen or heard about that, but I've heard about, like, there are certain porn stars I remember that have retired, that was a big thing, that was like, she still looked good, why would she retire? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, some people change their minds too, you know.
For whatever
we
reason,
grew up
they change
with-
their mind. Yeah.
We grew up with a lot of boundaries and reservations, is what I like to term it, as opposed to shame, but shame and anxiety around our sexuality. And sometimes people get into it, and at that time it's all great fun, and then something shifts, maybe they have children or whatever, and they retire that way.
Or they want to have children.
Or they want to have a family or whatever. And some of them might even have families. I don't know enough. I find it fascinating, but I don't know enough in terms of the research to really speak to all of that. But it's the few conferences that I have been to so far and some of the panel discussions and everything that I've listened to, there are definitely women out there that are happy to be in the industry. They want to be there. They take it very seriously. It's a career and a profession for them, whether it's porn, whether it's sex work. And you know, the big debate right now is about that association. What's it called? Gaia?
Yeah.
Gaia. I am yet to, I think that Chad Spice is going to have a podcast or something on Monday night.
Oh, for real?
I think that's what I saw on Facebook, and he's going to describe it, and everyone's like, I had an interview recently where they were like, well, what's your position on this? And I was like, well, I haven't heard anything yet. The man just said that he wants to kind of create a global network for
a gentleman's club here a couple years ago.
Yeah, he did. Can't remember which one it was, but I mean, yeah. But that's his business, obviously, yeah.
I mean, because when that was happening, I actually read up on him and listened to some stuff he had. So
yeah, he does a radio show and stuff. But I mean, the thing is that the question is, you know, is there a sex industry and stuff? Of course there is.
Why are we so blind to these things?
Of course there is. And you know what? There is so much more room for growth. I mean, I'll take a hit for this, but like, when I go to some of the conferences that I journey to, especially in the US and Canada and stuff, and you meet people, like these conferences, like the same Catalyst Con that I go to, amazing. I mean, serious discussions, very legitimate discussions we would never have here in the Caribbean, at least not in the next year or two, or maybe a decade. But you're bringing together sex researchers, sex counselors, doulas, orgasm therapists or guidance teachers. They're sex workers, they're sex toy manufacturers. I mean, all of these people come together to discuss like how you create a framework, legislation and stuff to allow people to explore that part of their life. And we continue to forget that our sexuality is as much a part of us as our spirituality, as our physical body,
I agree.
as all these things, you know, and to sweep it under the carpet. I'm just saying, it's like, if Charles Spice is proposing something like this, before you shoot him down, I read some of the things on the Nation, the comments and stuff on the Nation. I'm like, really?
Never read comments from
I read comments actually, but
never read
Like,
comments.
all the Nation article said was that this gentleman is proposing that you create a network, a global network of professionals within the sex industry.
It helps everybody.
And that, you know, to be honest with you, he made some suggestions, but that could be doctors, that would be sex educators, that will be counselors, that will be sex workers. And so, you know, before we go kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, why aren't we saying, okay, well, what is it that you propose, sir? You know, regardless of his background, because in actual fact, somebody that comes from a background where they may have operated a gentleman's club or even engaged in sex work themselves, they have insights into the society that can actually be very valuable. So why are we not kind of hearing the man out to see if it makes sense or not. And we want to shut something down, which is our usual motion.
You know what's an interesting thing about Barbados that I find? We are very quick to shout out how much of a Christian society we are. But I'm always telling people all the time.
Them is where we from, you must realize. We put up on the map and revise. People who's are kinda straight and denied it, like cuckoo in a flying fish on the side. Let me tell you about round here.